So check this out. So I don't know if you guys heard. So I already talked about it, right? Clair Obscur. Uh, so as I was talking about Clair Obscur earlier and how it is a very well done game. So the Indie Game Awards decides to pull two of their awards because of generative AI use. We have a hard stance against Gen AI in video games. So let's see. Where does it actually? So we have a hard stance against Gen AI in video games. It's something we talk about throughout the year when discussing any potential nominees. Mike Towndrow of the IGA committee or nomination committee said in the video. Isn't that crazy? So he said on the day of the premiere, Sandfall Interactive did in fact confirm that Gen AI was used in the making of Expedition 33. And he says that the studio has agreed that no Gen AI was used in the making of the game when it was submitted to us for consideration. So what they did, they used some AI generated textures, and then the textures highlighted in the screenshot were quietly removed soon after, referred to in a patch note as a placeholder texture. So it was literally just a placeholder. So now there's no AI in the game as of now. And the way I see it, one, I think this is just super scummy for the what's this called again? The Indie Game Awards to do, especially since they use it as placeholder. I don't have an issue with games using AI placeholder images if they plan to replace it. I don't see the harm in that. I really don't. There's some people out there that are just like, there's no excuse for AI in a game, and so to me, that's telling me that you're gonna have to reject every game that comes out very soon, because I'm pretty sure Epic Games is baking in AI tools into Unreal Engine 5. So every game is going to have AI in it at some form or capacity. So you're going to have to just bar yourself from playing future games, which maybe that's something that you're into. Maybe you're a retro gamer, and that's perfectly fine. But it's dookie. A lot of companies utilize different types of AI for development without realizing. Yeah, they do. Which brings me to my next point. This article from from the New Yorker, it says gamers are extremely mad about AI and game slop, or in-game slop was bad enough. Now AI is driving up prices too. So there was a big outlash just recently against Larian Studios, the guys that made Baldur's Gate 3, because he did an interview with some journalist, and the journalist just totally represented what he said in the interview. And you could definitely tell that after reading the interview and looking at the transcript. And this is what Sven Vink, I think is his name. He's the CEO of Larian Games. And he says, "Holy fuck, guys, we're not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI. We have a team of 72 artists, of which 23 are concept, and we are hiring more. The art they create is original. I'm very proud of what they do." So he said what they do in the concept art department is they use Gen AI to explore more ideas faster. He said they're not using AI to like generate things for in the game. They're using AI to explore ideas and flesh out ideas and move the process along faster. Because when you explore one thing, it's gonna connect to something else, and you're gonna want to explore that too. And there's only so much that an artist can do with their hands. There's only so many ideas before a deadline is coming up close that they can do, and AI will just allow them to do that faster. So I don't see an issue with that. The CEO is specifically put in AI for them to explore ideas and you leverage it as a tool instead of replacing them. And they're getting mad at them. I think people are just very black and white with AI. and it's not black and white. There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of things to be upset about, like what it will do, like with the data centers and things like that. But at the same time, you're not going to be AI. You're not going. It's going to happen. It's going to be in every facet of our life, whether you like it or not. Unfortunately, in my eyes, when utilized correctly, AI is a tool, just like brushes and whatnot in Procreate. Yes, people have pre-built brushes, and that's not cheating or anything. It's a tool. It is, yes. Just like using Google search is a tool. It's just how it is. Now, if you do something like what's it called? Like Call of Duty did with Black Ops 7, where they basically just gutted their entire departments, I'm pretty sure, and replaced people with AI. Yeah, I have a big issue with that personally. I don't like that. I don't think that's the right way to utilize this tool. And people were coming at Arc Raiders as well earlier this year when it launched, because they were using AI voices. But the thing is, with the AI voices, it was actually voice acted by people that worked on the game, and then they gave their consent to Embark Studios for them to use their voice as a base for them to generate more things off of it. And I don't see an issue with that, especially if the people that did it themselves and had their voice turned into AI agree with it. I think it was good, and I think Embark sets a nice, what's it called? A nice example for other studios to go and do by asking first and allowing their employees to be a part of it. I think that's very nice, because I think they also got compensated or royalties or something like that too. So it's literally a win-win for the company and the people working on the game. So, but yeah, I think people are taking AI a little bit too black and white, especially when it comes to games, because all games are gonna have AI in it somehow, some way. So I think it's just absolutely crazy that Clair Obscur is getting their rewards removed from the Indie Game Awards, which is just stupid. And I think what also is making people upset, or it's like AAA, right? I think AAA is getting upset at these things. So they're because you don't see people dogging on Call of Duty for using as much AI as like for using AI like they do, right? But a game like this that's massively successful, they're getting mad at it. I haven't seen this kind of outrage against AI towards Call of Duty or other AAA games, which is very odd. Oh, this is just the same thing from Kotaku. But I think what is also making AAA mad about Clair Obscur is how cheap it was to make. So I haven't read this article yet, but I'm excited to hear what it costed them, especially when we consider that like these big AAA studios are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to develop games. So, in an interview with the New York Times, Sandfall Interactive co-founder and CEO, I'm just going to say Broach, said that Clair Obscur Expedition 33's budget was a tiny fraction of your average AAA game, coming out to less than $10 million. To put that into perspective, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 cost around $300 million. Jeez. Clair Obscur managed to avoid those ballooning budgets by aiming for a much smaller scale and refusing to chase the modern open-world bloat that has some games costing huge fortunes and taking half a decade to make. And this is what I'm saying. This is just such a slap to the face of AAA gaming, especially when they got the award at the Game Awards and said thank you to all the people on YouTube for teaching me how to code. As Broach lays out, Sandfall made a string of creative decisions that would allow the studio to create a lot with fewer resources, a smaller team, and a reasonable budget. One major example is how the game's overworld is a miniature recreation of a map rather than a full-blown open-world space. This allowed the devs to present an explorable universe to players without having to create something on the scale of open-world games that show off every detail as players walk through it. I think what happens when a studio gets told, hey, we want you to make X game and you have $200 million to do it. I think what ends up happening is instead of them focusing on like on the story as much. They also want to focus on the side content. And like one thing that I noticed when I played Spider-Man 2, I think this is a perfect example, is the story felt very lackluster. Like I was just like, okay, this just feels like the story got boring. It really did. And the side content was not enough to keep me engaged. The side content wasn't fun. So what happens is these games get bloat, and it's not good bloat. It's just bloat that's there for the person to do something within the game. Like, and even going around like in just the city alone, I didn't feel the sense to like want to explore really. Maybe because it's New York City and there's only so many things that they can do, but I don't know, it may make the world more alive really, I guess. Do different things, like play with the buildings a bit more. I don't know. I just feel like there's something more that they could do with these games, or at least make the story captivating and intriguing. Don't make it boring.